Hello, and welcome to another edition of How to Ortho. Let's talk about torque. So, what you need to know about torque is it can only be expressed with a rectangular wire. Every brace has a prescription where the slot of the bracket is at a specific angle. As you engage a rectangular wire into that prescription, it's going to torque the tooth one way or another. Torque meaning buccolingual inclination. You obviously can't torque on a round wire because you can't engage the slot of the bracket. There's a prescription built in. Typically with a NBT prescription especially, there's quite a bit of torque or flare to the upper incisors. With too much flare, say the incisors start out flared, since the torque in the bracket involves flare, sometimes you may end up struggling to reduce the flare of those incisors. So we'll talk about a few different ways to do that. One way is to temporarily flip the bracket upside down. Now, if you have a hook on the bracket, like these, on the lateral incisors, you'll want to cut that hook off. Then you'll take that bracket, instead of having the flat part incisal, you'll flip it 180 degrees. That way, that torque prescription is opposite, and it's going to start doing that to the brace. You'll want to remember, make notes for braces that you flipped, because you'll eventually, once you like the torque, you'll want to switch it back, and then it won't torque it back out, and you'll be happy with where it is. If you don't want to flip the bracket, there's a few other ways to do torque. My personal favorite for one tooth is a combination of torquing pliers. Now these go hand in hand. They come as a pair because one fits inside the other. We'll use a rectangular wire. This is a TMA, and we'll pretend that we're torquing the upper right one, or number 8. You put the one that has the hollow inside on where the bracket, so these two prongs will be on the mesial and distal of the brace. And then if you're trying to add flare or buccal crown torque, you will tilt it like that, and I'm overdoing it for the demonstration purposes. So then that wire is going to be twisted, and you'll have to kind of roll the wire into the brace, and then it'll angle that tooth out. If you're trying for lingual crown torque or reducing flare, you'll tilt it that way, and then you'll have to twist the wire into the brace. Obviously, you can put all the bends you want into the wire, but if you don't fully engage it into the slot, then it's pointless. The other way to control torque, you always need 2 sets of pliers for something like this. It's just 2 adjusting pliers. You can use a bird beak or a tweed plier. I like tweed pliers a little better for this. And where's that wire? So we'll do the same thing to the same tooth. You'll just have to do it a few times. So you'll grab it right on the midline, and then you will grab the wire. And for buccal crown, same type of bend. For lingual crown, opposite. So just like we did on the other kind, the only difference is then you'll have to go again distal to the bracket, and you'll want to mark the wire for something like this. Grab the wire with the other plier, and then try to make it match the other one. The reason I like those for a single bracket is because you're just going to get one angle, whereas if you don't get this exactly the same with these 2 pliers, then you're going to end up with kind of like a little waviness to the wire, which isn't the end of the world. What is also common is if you want to flare upper 2 to 2 or 7 through 10, you'll grab the wire distal, and I think you get the concept now. You'll grab the wire distal to the 2 or whatever tooth you're trying to work on, grab it, and torque. Go to the opposite side, distal to the upper left 2. This is just your stabilizing plier. Grab it and then torque that buccally. So that'll take care of 2 to 2. And then you can obviously extrapolate that as you want. What that's also going to do is add a little curvature to the wire, which we have talked about, reverse curve and other sorts of curvature to the wire. Buckle crown torque's going to make the wire curve up like this. I gotta say, for just demonstrating, that's fairly symmetric. But if I were to do lingual crown torque, it would have the opposite curvature to it. Hopefully that helps. Post with questions, and I'll try to do these a little bit more regularly. Thanks for watching.